Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 23 of OFAC. As per usual, we are sponsored by our good friend Watto's Scrapyard. He is the dog's bollocks. He will 3D print design head sculpts for Black Series 1/6 scale figures, and he can also sort out your replacement parts for Kenner vehicles. Literally, if there's a character you want and you can't get it, shout him up. He's your man. He is the bollocks. He will do it for you. So today we are joined not only by Pete, but we got Zach as well. We are blessed. We are truly blessed. So how are we all? The Ox. Yeah. How are we doing, everyone? We all good?
Not too bad today. Not too bad.
Not as bad, thank you.
Good. So Pete's that committed. He's come in on his holly bobs. He's down on the coast somewhere in Devon. So he may be a little bit tinny, but he's still here. He's here, and he's one of us.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Yeah.
What a guy.
People are probably just at home thinking, why is Pete doing a podcast from the toilet? It's very echoey.
But no, don't shit on Pete. He's doing his best.
He is. He's a trooper. He is a trooper. So
apparently this is the study, so not the toilet.
The study. I like that. The study. So, new this fortnight. Let's kick it off. Let's start as we mean to go on. So, Pete, what have you got?
Well, it's really not a new this fortnight because I should have done this ages ago, but I finally got around to putting Watto's Mando head that you've kindly painted for me, Ian, on the figure. And yeah, apart from the neck not quite matching, I need to do something with that. Yeah, I think it looks really good.
Nice. Very nice.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, it's come out all right.
I had to kick up the arse from Sean himself because he put some pics of his up and thought, you know what, I need to sort mine out. I think I was going to leave it because I'm moving to Billy Book places. So I just left it. But then he did his, so I thought, I know I better do it. So I've done it, stuck it on this week's fortnight's one. But yeah, it's really good stuff. Yeah.
It's ages ago, I was thinking, I really want to get a Lando. I really want to do it. And I kept looking, and I could not find the sideshow version to knit the clothes for love nor money. It's absolute bullshit to try and get hold of.
Yeah. I know when we had that figure go up, the sculpt, that was the complaint, like, oh, we're not going to be able to find the sculpt or this and that. It is hard, but I mean, I just thought the sculpt was so good, and the people that had the old sideshow one had such a bad sculpt for so long. It's like we have to do, like, I think it was a good idea to make it. I mean, obviously, it is a pain to find, but I think it was a good thing that we had it made.
So I paid more than I would have wanted to the sideshow figure, but sometimes you've got to take the pay. And I had a spare E11 after, so it was worth. I think I paid about £100, but it was worth it. So I always wanted to lend in the collection, so that's ticked off now.
I mean, you did well there.
Danny.
That's not cheap enough.
It's had a body swap because the sideshow body is atrocious. But it's just a generic TTM style body. As I say, I might just connect just to blend that in a bit.
Yeah. Ed says new Dean.
The sideshow gear is not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Edelson says new Dean and Zach collecting weekly frames. Yeah, I got those, I think, like a week and a half ago, and I quite enjoyed them.
They look really good.
Ian, that was some ASMR right there with that gulp. What do you got? Yeah. What did you get new this fortnight, Ian?
So I've tried to be a good boy, and it's not worked. I was I think the last episode I was talking about this Yoda. This guy was listing it, I think, 160 quid with a broken knee. So I thought, worst case scenario, I can glue it. Best case scenario, I can fix it. So originally he got this Yoda and it was fucked. So he put a claim in and he said, "Oh, if the claim doesn't go ahead, I'll accept you off of 150 quid." I went, "All right, fair enough." So I sat there patiently waiting like a good little girl, and I get another message saying, "Right, Mandalorian's out. I really want it. Could you do the 160?" And I was like, "Fuck, like it's broken, and that's just a bit expensive." But I thought, "Nah, do you know what? Fuck it. All right, fine." So bought it. It then turned up, and I got it out, and it was. I thought, "Yep, brilliant. Yep, the leg's fucked. I can try and fix that, not a problem." And then I noticed the other leg was fucked as well, and I was like, "Fuck it." I didn't. No one said anything about the other leg. But to be fair, I don't think the guy tried to rip me off, because effectively underneath his little pajamas is a little like fat suit, and it was all held together with the fat suit. So I was like, so I messaged him, and he ended up giving us 30 quid back. So in the end, it cost 130 quid. And I'm never ever going to complain about the price of these small Yoda type figures. Because to get access to that other leg, because the knee I thought I could fix just by going up the leg, which not a problem, I could do, but the other leg I had to cut the suit, pull the body out from the suit, get to the leg, and the way it works is that whole leg is all effectively all connected together. So if you break that knee, I thought, well, I might be able to just whittle together a new knee joint. No, because that knee's connected to the swivel joint in the hip. So on that left leg, where it all come apart, I thought it had snapped. The peg had gone flush with the hole, so it wasn't sitting anywhere. So I had to kind of push it back up to get it to click in. But the other leg, I was like, yeah, fuck, I can't just replace the knee because that whole leg won't hold together. So I was like, fuck. So I ended up... and as well, the screws in the knee aren't bolts and nuts like everything else. They're crimped. So I had to drill out the knee screw to then kind of fit that all back together to put two fucking screws in to the joint fucking bent again. So by the time I'd done all that, I was like, right, now I've got to try and get it back into the suit. And then I realised what they must have done when they made it in the first place was pop the arms out, because the arms aren't on normal joints. They're on ball joints, similar to like a foot peg. I had to pop them out, drop the body in, put the arms up the sleeves, pop them back in, and then resew the suit back up. And I was doing it, and I was thinking, I should have just paid full price for one that wasn't broken. Like, it was so much effort and aggro. But to be fair, I like doing that kind of stuff. And in the end, it cost me 130 quid for a Yoda, and it's all fixed and it all works and it's all fine. The only thing I need, if anyone in the chat knows and can help me out with this one, how bald is the back of Yoda's head? Because this hasn't got sculpted hair. It's rooted, but the back seems to be particularly bald, and I can't figure out if that's just the way it is, or if I've got a bald Yoda as well as a broken Yoda. So if anyone in the chat knows how bald Yoda actually is, please let me know.
Just get some pillow stuffing and some white glue.
Yeah,
on the back.
I think he had quite a lot in the movie, but I don't know what figure came with that.
Yeah, because I want to do that with the pillow stuffing for the Baby Yoda. Get a bit on that, because that's looking particularly bald.
Yeah.
But that was my little pickup, and I've now finally found a use for the slashed up droids. I think it looks way better with Yoda than it did with Obi-Wan. So that's sort of paired up with him now.
Yeah, it's a cool figure.
So is he being held on with like a waist grabber or something? How do you have him balancing on that?
Yeah, so he comes with like a flight pole. But the problem with the flight pole is it's so big. It's probably twice the height of Yoda.
I see.
Probably so that when you're doing the jumping round shit, he's quite high. But if you've got him just standing up, you've got to take it off. But what I ended up doing was get it just so it clipped on, and then just fucking wrenched it back over on itself so you can't see it. It's like hidden behind Yoda. Danny Lee with Figure MacGyver. Thank you very much.
Ed says, I wonder if Wicket looks this way under all his fur.
Do you know, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me because the body, I think so. Because it wouldn't make sense for them to make a homely Wicket body. Yeah, it does.
Maybe you'll get another broken one for 130 quid, and you can go and figure MacGyver again.
But it did, and I know this sounds stupid, but all I did was sew the suit up at the back, and I thought, do you know what? We've got sculptors, painters, everything else. We need someone who can sew and who can make little dolly clothes for us. So my missus got a sewing machine, and I said, if I don't lose my job like I think I might do, I'm going to invest in a book on how to make Barbie clothes, and I'm going to start to make clothes like jumpsuits, so I can buy clones and fuck about like that. So that'd be me sewing away to the wee hours of the night if that comes off. But yeah, that was
nice.
That was my little pickup. Yeah. So you didn't get anything, did you, Zach? You've been good.
I did. I got the SW Toys Joker. And,
I was gonna say you didn't get anything you actually wanted. It was just stuff that you got sent.
That's fucking just sent the gamut.
Box
Apparently.
of any old shit.
Yeah, and I'm kind of worried because the shipping, I did get it quoted. It's $101 to send it back, and like I don't have $101 extra because all my bills are coming up due on the 15th, and I messaged TNS like, hey, this is the quote. Like, is this good, or do you want me to try to send it to one of your customers in the US? But they haven't written back yet. So, you know, the one, they haven't written back, but two, they also haven't sent me the tracking for the replacement package. So I'm not going to send it back. And obviously they're busy. I'm not saying they're doing anything underhanded, but I need to know that number is okay and that I'll be reimbursed immediately before I commit to, you know, being out of pocket for $100.
But then if they went for someone like DHL or FedEx and they've got your address, they can arrange for it to be picked up from you and shipped back to them. So
no, they did the final courier was USPS. Yeah,
but they fucked up. As much as they're being nice and they're trying to put it right.
No,
at the end
I'm
of the
not
day,
saying that for sure. But I mean, because when I went, like my shipping courier that I use for the podcast, they give me all the rates of all the companies.
Yeah.
And like UPS was like $330, and like FedEx was also quite high. USPS $100 was the cheapest. I mean, it's a fairly large box. Like I mentioned on the show, but the Calvin Candy box is huge. Like it's not very tall. It's like wide and long, but it's not very deep. But I mean, it's quite a sizable box.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So, I forgot the size.
I like I said, I'm just don't know what to do because the figures on their site, I think it's like 150 and 130 for those figures. So, I mean, I don't have the money to just buy those outright and then just try to resell them at that price. But I really don't know what to do. And like I said, I don't have the money to be out of pocket, $100 at this point in the month.
Who was with that? Was that TNS?
Yeah, that was TNS. I mean, like I said, they've been great so far, but
yeah, I got a bit of a bone to pick with them, which actually we're on the subject. So, I think my bridges are already burned. So
don't burn my bridges. Cause I'm trying to get shit. I'm trying to get shit sent back right now. So maybe we'll talk about it another.
I've never had any problems. I've never had any problems with them. And now our good friend Dean Gladwell gave me a little warning about them once. Now, if you piss them off, and I know that they have a rule that if you cancel a figure.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen them get after people for canceling for sure. But that's the thing, though.
So,
like, I see it.
I bought loads of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I see it. I can see it from their perspective, like the whole canceling thing. Like, it's a pretty serious deal. Like, I saw someone who had ordered 2 SW Toys Jokers, and then last minute they said, I can only afford 1 now. But CNS has already paid for that second one, so now they're out of pocket unless they sell it. But if you scale that up, I mean, that group has like 5,000 members, and they're doing like 2 or 3, 4 group buys a week. It's not sustainable for them to accept cancellations.
No. But what happened here was a bit weird because I had a Jon Snow 3-0 Jon Snow pre-ordered, and I decided somewhere along the line that I wasn't interested. So I put up on Facebook and asked if anyone wanted to take over my pre-order, which somebody did. They paid my deposit, and I gave the details to David Cheng at TNS Figures. Thought all was good until the figure came out, and he tried to contact the person that bought it off of me and couldn't get hold of him. I got hold of him. I said, "Can you contact David because he needs paying?" Yeah, fine, I'll do that. In the meantime, David had come back and said to me, "Right, fine. He's not. I don't care. You can't have the figure blocked." So I thought nothing of it. I then went to pre-order the new Rambo, the second batch, and I did it and all through, and I paid my $19 deposit. I then got a message from David saying, "Is this you?" on Messenger with my email address. And I said, "Yep." The next thing, no message, refunded my deposit. So clearly I've been blocked because the person I sold my pre-order onto didn't pay him.
Wow.
So that's a bit rough.
That's a bit naughty.
But I asked him why he cancelled it, and I never got a reply. So I'm assuming that I'm now blocked because this other guy didn't pay up. So
that's out of your control. That's not something that you can.
I know. No. So I'm a bit.
Let's move on. Let's talk about the Mando. Ian, what do you got for me?
Yep,
so we're going to do something slightly different this time round. So normally I just give you Toys Wonderland prices, but I'm going to actually compare with Sideshow. So if you're in the UK, the way it would work is you would pay the price for the figure, you would then pay your 30 quid shipping, and then you pay your import tax once it arrives. So unlike you guys, Zach, where it's all calculated at checkout, that tax bit, we get it when it comes through the door. You normally get a slip through the door that says, right, we've got your package. You need to pay 50 odd quid, and you can have it back. Yeah. So normally you get charged the import tax plus a handling fee. The handling fee is normally about 13, 14 quid. So I haven't included the handling fee. I've just worked out what the tax would be, because we'll come on to this later. So this week we had the Mando. And the internet broke. Everyone went mad. So this beautiful figure will cost you 350 quid through Toys Wonderland.
God damn.
Yeah. So originally, that's the price now. The price if you pre-ordered it was a lot cheaper. As soon as it sold out, and they obviously got some more in, the price just went up through the roof.
It's the same with Tim Cent. It's about 370 last time I saw with Tim Cent. Yeah.
So Sideshow at the moment is 271 quid, including import tax and shipping, but that will be out between now, supposedly October, but people have started to get delayed notices.
Delayed to November.
Yeah, to November.
Right.
So that all in all will cost you 271 quid with Sideshow. I really like this, and I'm surprised how much I like it, because all along I was like, Beskar version. And although this was only in 2 episodes, was it 2 or 3? It was just the 2.
Yeah.
It looks really, really good, and like Elderson says, it looks like a person in the suit. It's shrink ray.
It does.
There's not anything looking at it that I can pick out and go, oh, this could be better. I know there's some issues with studs and stuff, and I think Hot Toys just need to invest in magnets.
Yeah.
I don't quite get why people are so concerned about Velcro. I think the Velcro is going to be fine.
It's a very low stress application. I think the big areas of concern are the chest where the rifle slots in, and what I'll probably do is take a hobby vise, hobby drill, and just widen it ever so slightly, and that way, because it's tensioned back. So if I can just make that hole a little bit bigger, it'll catch, I think, really nicely. And worst case, I can pick up more hobby bits to put a small magnet in there, and then also the holster of the holster strap not being a magnet or Velcro, and also the fact that the iron sights on the gun rub against the holster really bad. I think those are small things, but I really think that all things all things on the table, I think Hot Toys is coming in really strong with this figure for at minimum a nominee for Figure of the Year for
big
1/6
time.
scale, maybe even potential winner we could be looking at here. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think this looks really good. I totally agree about the Velcro. I think the cape, they nailed it, and they don't really nail capes that often.
No.
But I think this looks really good. I think the paint looks really good on the chrome. The weathering looks really good on the chrome. You know, and not only that, but our friend Watto has Jin Jarin head sculpt ready to
Yes,
go
yeah.
for this. So
Yeah.
I mean, I really like this. Honestly, I think it's fantastic. I think I've heard another
So you've got
complaint
one
being
on Zach.
through Stevens Collectibles. I think the other complaint was the one
Cool.
grenade that pops off the belt. It just goes everywhere. So I'll probably put a drop of hot glue or blue tack to fix that to the actual support thing. But yeah, I'm super stoked for this.
You could line the support with double-sided tape, just a little bit, just enough to give it a little bit of stickiness. So when you pop it in, it just stays in. It just looks fantastic. I'm really impressed with this, and I really regret. And I know I say it a lot, but I'm regretting not pre-ordering this.
Dude,
Yeah, me too, because I wasn't bothered at all. But now I see it, I'm like, oh damn. And then I saw what the prices were now, and I was like, oh man, no.
Aftermarket on this is going to be insane, absolutely insane. And it's only going to get worse when the second series comes out.
Yeah.
Which is October, I believe, is it?
Yes, yeah, I think so. Meant to be. So, damn, it's nice.
I think it looks really good. What do we got next?
So we've got the Fast Toys and Very Lucky Toys, 1/6 scale Batman Red Sun, and this you can get on Toys Wonderland for £126. Now, if you glance at this, it looks like an awesome Red Sun Batman. The more you look at it, the more you kind of go, ew. Like, this, to begin with, when I saw it, I was like, fucking fantastic, because the Red Sun stuff is really, really good. The Red Sun Superman's brilliant, but the more I look at this, the more I just see, like, the sculpt is the old Sideshow one, just with that furry hat put on. The cape just looks horrible. The pouches just look like hard plastic, and I just, I to begin with,
you
first
could probably
glance,
kit bash something a lot better.
Yeah,
with the ID uniform and.
But then again, on the other hand, £126. So I think I've been overly critical, but I think if you bought it as a base to replace bits, it would be good. But the thing is as well is it's, unless you've got the Red Sun Superman to kind of match it with, it's going to stand out like a sore thumb. So
this looks awful. I immediately it didn't take me any amount of time to find any number of things that I dislike about this, but this looks bad. Like I don't know if this is the styling of the comic, but this looks like my 3-year-old cut this cape, and the ears poking through the hat, like I just don't like any of this. I mean, and again, that might be the way the art is drawn in the comic, but I have nothing, like literally nothing good to say about this.
So it is pretty much accurate to the comic, but and the more I look at it, like I just think, okay, so they've got the gauntlets off the Sideshow one and recast that. The head, they've recast the Sideshow version. Then the hat's then way too big. The cape, like you say, that cutting at the bottom is just fucking horrendous.
It looks like the first time I tried to make a custom Darth Vader cape, it came out all wongos. Yeah.
So, I think we're all in agreement here. It's a turd, and we're not going to touch it. And then this came out, I think, yesterday, day before. The Hot Toys. This is the. So I thought this was the Endgame version, but it's not, is it? It's the Infinity War version. This is Star-Lord, and this will set you back £265 from Toys Wonderland, or £272 from Sideshow. Remember, that's shipping and tax and all that included. I think it looks alright. The thing is, I'm so done with Endgame and with Infinity War that I think the sculpt looks good, but I think it's the same sculpt we had before that's just been repainted.
Yeah.
It doesn't offend. It doesn't offend me, and that's probably the nicest thing I can say.
I think this looks fantastic. I mean, they nail Star-Lord like 100%. You know, I don't really think that there's anything. I mean, just purely based on the blogger picks that just sticks out to me as not being as good as I think it could be. I mean, the hair looks great, the sculpt looks great, the tailoring. I mean, Hot Toys nails that all the time. You know, I'm sure there'll probably be something once people start getting this in hands, but just based on this, I mean, I think it's a slam dunk release.
I just think the end game and the Infinity War stuff that should have all been out by now. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm just so over.
That picture on the right hand side, you know, could be a movie still. It does look really good, but it's not for me.
No.
Yeah. Let's get into new pre-orders, starting with the number one, I think, and the OFAC new logo shirt.
Yes,
I think it's fantastic.
So our man Manny, who's in the comments at the moment, he's done us a fantastic new logo. So we've got it uploaded on T Republic at the moment. T Public even.
And they're 35% off for the next 2 days, 19 hours, and 31 minutes. 35% off, ladies and gentlemen.
Bargain.
I think it's a slam dunk. Can I add one thing to the really one other thing that we didn't have on the show sheet? Would you mind?
Yeah. No, of course.
So Star Ace by X Plus by Star Ace put out their 1/6 scale Caesar statue, and they did confirm on their Facebook that this is 1/6 scale. And I kind of figured that because they were releasing the horse separately, but they're making two versions: the gun version, which is from War for Planet of the Apes, and the spear version from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. But this thing is fucking fantastic. It does not come with the snow on the fur, which I think is kind of a cop out. But this looks really good. I'm rewatching the trilogy now, and like I said, $289 for this is pretty decent, and it's X Plus. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's Star Ace. We should hold our pre-orders until the last minute." But if you look at the bottom here of this, it says distributed by Star Ace, but this is actually by X Plus. So I would have no reservations to order this. If you're a Planet of the Apes fan, Star Ace does, or X Plus rather, they do a lot of Godzilla stuff, and it all comes out really good. So I think that it's going to come out looking pretty much exactly like the prototype.
Is he articulated, or is he just
it's a vinyl statue. Okay. Yeah. So
because the horse is quite impressive, because it's very hard to get a decent 1/6 scale horse.
Yeah, the fuckers are expensive, dude.
Yeah, because I know we've looked into it for indie and stuff like that, and you either go down the road of a cheap ass Barbie monstrosity, or
mine's about 140, I think.
Yeah, that's not too bad, because you can get the horse separately for $189, so definitely not too bad. But going back to what's on the show sheet, sorry, I wanted to throw that in.
Yeah, no. So we've got this fat Kim Jong-un.
Well, I think it's just Kim Jong-un.
This is fucking this is the Young Rich Toys Fat Buddy action figure. That's the full name, the Fat Buddy action. I love the names. So this, if you're really into this kind of thing, is 96 quid, and it's due Q4 this year. This isn't anything you'd want to see underneath your Christmas tree. This is appalling.
No, not at all.
No, it's the only good thing is it's a thick body. So if you had a different fat fucker you wanted, not a problem. You've got the body there, but this just isn't. No one wants this.
Is he quite short though? Was he quite a short guy?
Yeah.
Well, him and Peter aren't like super tall.
No, I was going to say that neither of them are like giants, but they're not midgets.
Yeah.
This is just fucking awful. Like everything about it is just shit.
Edelson says he wants a Far From Home J.K. Simmons, dude. That would be dope.
Yeah, I like that. That would be good. That would be good.
Let's see what else we have here.
This excites me, and I don't even like John Wick that much. So this is the So Toys John Wick head sculpt, and this is from TNS, 30 quid due Q4 2020. The thing that excites me about this, and I wish more companies did this, is the magnetised hair. It is so well done from what they've shown us. It's brilliant. It makes me want to do a John Wick.
I've seen companies do like swap out hair pieces where like the whole hair comes off, but this is like splits into two. Like,
yeah,
I'm pretty impressed, honestly. Like actually, I'm really, really impressed. I think this looks fantastic. And $36, 30 quid. Like, I mean, you really can't beat that. I mean, for what you're getting, like a genuine good quality sculpt that's going to plug right into either your John Wick custom or your John Wick Hot Toys. I mean, I think this is pretty fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, with this being released, because the actual, with the hair aside, the actual sculpt itself is really good. And I've never quite understood why anyone would actually get the Hot Toys version, because ultimately it's a guy in a suit. It's kind of like when they released the Wolverine, and it's him in a black suit. Like, you could kit bash that for a quarter the price, and now we've got this head sculpt, which I think is better than the Hot Toys one. It's a no-brainer. Get a body, get a suit, guns you can get on fucking anywhere. Like, proper loving it, and I'm hoping more companies start to take note. Because if you just look at Han Solo, so between Empire and Jedi, his hair changes, but ultimately he doesn't really age that much. So if someone was to release a Han Solo with the two different split hair, fucking brilliant. That would be a wet dream.
As someone that's owned the Hot Toys Wick, I will say the quality of the tailoring is a lot better than like pretty much any suit, like third party that I've bought. And I think that does cause some issues because the suit is so tailored. Like, you know, if you get a third party suit and it's a little baggy, it actually helps you pose it dynamically. Yeah. The Hot Toy suit is beautifully tailored in a standing up pose, but it's really hard to get him to hold the guns realistically. But I will say, I think a lot of the value of the Hot Toys version comes in the quantity and specific screen accurate guns that are used in the movie, because I mean, you can get a 1911, there's, you know, or like any sort of like generic gun, but once you start getting into those like special shotguns that he uses and really kitted out rifles, I think that's where you start to spend quite a bit of money. But yeah, I mean, I had the John Wick figure. I regret selling it, but yeah, that's one that I only had for like a week, but I do regret selling that one. Philly says that Wick head is fantastic, and Edelson says the Hot Toy sculpt was a downgrade from the prototype. So yeah, I do miss my Wick, but we'll see.
Yeah, but this is another interesting one that came that Ace Toys have kind of previewed this, the quarter scale Mr. Comedian. Again, I love the names they give these things. Obviously the Joker. So they tease this on Facebook, and I like in theory the idea of a quarter scale Joker, but I'm not liking this head sculpt. I just don't think it looks.
He's got too much of a widow's peak. They made this motherfucker look like Vegeta. Yeah,
and the head's too long. The top of his head's too long. The top's too narrow, and the jaw's just too big. Yeah,
the size of his forehead's huge.
So I'm hoping they fix that because the idea of a quarter scale Joker, I like that, but just needs a new head sculpt.
Yeah, I think it. I don't know. This looks bad.
And then yes, so a bit of a bone of contention, but we've got the 3-0 Rambo. It was so popular. They're doing another run, and our good friend Steve, he got his in hand yesterday, and he was showing us some pictures, and I'm not even a big Rambo fan, and I want it.
No, I'm not.
Like,
yeah,
it looks fantastic. They really knocked it out of the park, and considering they can be, as a company, they can be a bit hit and miss. Love it, absolutely love it. Like, there's so much lately coming out that's like non-hot toys that I want, and this is high on the list. It is beautiful.
This is the one that Steve just got, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turned up yesterday, I think.
So last night, yesterday, yeah.
I'm excited to see his pics on the group.
Yeah, well, I think he's just chucked it in the. Yeah, he's just chucked it in the display case at the moment because he's having his little man cave done up. So once he's done that, there'll be loads of photos. But it looks really good.
Yeah, it look
really, really good.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and then we had the So Toys Boy of Steel. So this is Superboy from Teen Titans. 160 quid due out Q4 2020. I like this. You get Crypto. Did you guys watch? Did you guys watch Titans when it was on?
Is that the one where like Starfire is a prostitute? And
she dresses like a prostitute. Yes,
oh, okay.
That's the one.
I don't know if she is a prostitute, but no, I did not watch it at all. I didn't even realize Superboy was a thing.
So the first series was all right. I'm not going to lie, it was all right. It was watchable. The second series, fucking brilliant. Deathstroke rocks up, and it's just
really good. Yeah.
You mean like the first season was not okay, but then the second season, or was there two different series?
Season.
First season.
So first season was okay. It kind of just established everything. Second season, they really fucking.
I like that dog. Is the dog an alien too?
Yeah. So he's got Kryptonian DNA. In the comics and stuff, he's full blown Kryptonian. In this, they've been experimenting on him, and he's got like Kryptonian DNA, so he can shoot lasers from his eyes, which is fun.
Is he not? Isn't he mixed with Lex Luthor's DNA as well? Something?
Superboy is part of him. He's mixed. It's a mix between Lex Luthor's DNA and Superman's.
Yeah.
But this on quite
the research facility, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I like this, and they're looking at doing Robin as well. So hopefully we get a few more from the Titans line, because if they do Deathstroke, I'm on it.
Does this kid have a costume, or does he just like go out and fight crime with this Cadmus shirt?
So first of all, he goes out like that, and then eventually he gets the Kryptonian S, which is the pre-order bonus by the looks of it.
That's just the shirt with the ads. So he's just rocking out with like a fucking graphic tee?
Yeah,
when he breaks out, he's got the Cadmus stuff.
Pocket soul, doesn't he? He just takes it and he's like, "Hey man, you got to pay for that."
Yeah, and then he just fucks everything up because he doesn't. Understand.
It looked great. Like the tailoring, the fit, the body. The dog looks fantastic. I don't know anything about this show or this character, but I mean, this looks again. The likeness could be totally off because I don't know who this guy is, but I mean, this looks really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They've done really well with it.
What does this cost? 160 quid Q4
160
2020?
quid, yeah.
Damn, that looks really cool. I have to check the show out. Is it on streaming anywhere, or where can you watch it?
So it was on Netflix.
Over
here, but there are other ways of which you can watch it. I'm not sure where it would be over with you guys, but if you give it a Google.
Is it Hawk?
Yes, yeah.
Is that his name? I love the Hawk figure. He's brilliant.
Yeah. It's one of those TV programs. It's really underrated. It kind of slipped by, but it's really good, very, very good.
You check it out, Zach. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had the AF Toys, the Stuntman. So you can get some 1/6 kit. It's 198 quid, Q2 2021. So this is from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Oh, look at this. There you go. HBO Max, Zach, is what it should be on.
Okay.
I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so I've no idea if it's any good. But the figure
it's really
on
good.
this, the figure from what, because I know the character, I've seen him on telly, but this is I think when you look at everything you get. Go on.
I don't know if you've seen the clip when he fights Bruce Lee. It's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I have. Yeah, it's been on Facebook loads.
Yeah. No, it's really good. It's like an alternate history. It kind of centers around the Manson family debacle and all that kind of thing. And it kind of, a bit like the Glorious Bastards, it then takes liberties with the truth. But some of it's absolutely hilarious. Brad Pitt's great. Leonardo DiCaprio's great. It's a slow burner. It's quite long, but yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah, it's on my list of things to watch. It's one of those ones that every time I think, all right, I've got a spare bit of time, I sit and watch it. I look and go, yeah, but it's going to be on for a while, and I'm going to fall asleep, and I'm not going to have a clue what's going on. I will watch it, I promise, but I just haven't had a chance yet. But the figure itself looks good. The tailoring looks good. The accessories you get look pretty good.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds weird, but I like figures with two watches just because you get to hide the pegs. It's like with my Doc Brown. I think one of the reasons why I like that so much and why it looks so realistic is because you can't see the pegs. He's wearing two watches. So anything that covers them up, I'm a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
But so that was that one. And then this next one is horrendous. This is the Woo Toys Dr. Green. Get this from Toys Wonderland if you really want, for 101 quid, out Q1 2021. There's a reason why they didn't release this in 2020. It's because 2020 has been shit enough. We don't need any more. This is there's nothing about this I like. It's just none of it makes sense.
None of it makes sense.
No, and it's one of those figures. The more you look at it, the more it doesn't make sense. And no one asked for this. Woo Toys up till now were done all right, but this is just, it's just shit. Not a fan of it. I don't think the sculpt looks anything like him. He looks like during Rogue One. At the very beginning, you've got the British actor with the gammy leg. He's going, "They're gonna find me," and he just fucking shoots him and climbs up the wall. It looks more like him, and he's a British actor, and he's in loads of things at the moment. But I can't remember his name.
He's brilliant.
But it looks more like him than it does Mark Ruffalo. It is just Edison, just too skinny for Mark Ruffalo. It looks like Mark Ruffalo with a severe wasting disease. It's just not good. Not good. And I know toy figures, toy companies can take the piss with accessories and shit like that, and they can give you stuff that, they never had, but this is just shit. And we could just spend the rest of the podcast with just me going, it's shit. Why? It's shit.
We could spend an hour doing that, but let's
move on.
This is amazing. Sensation.
Yes.
The soldier. Holy Jesus. Die-cast spear. I believe, don't quote me on it, I think they said the helmet was die-cast, or maybe it was the shield.
One of them.
This looks fucking fantastic. Some people are saying they don't see gray worm in the head sculpt. I have no idea what these people are talking about. This looks fucking shrink ray.
It looks good to me.
I think
it's factually accurate as well. It's got no nuts.
Right. Well, I don't know. We have to check. But yeah, what do you guys think about this?
I like it, and it's 145 quid. It's out Q4 this year, so end of the year. It makes me want to dive back into Game of Thrones. That's how good it is. I don't have a single Game of Thrones figure, but I would build a collection around this. It's brilliant. I really enjoyed the character.
About 100 of these. So you can have a full-on kind of like battalion of them.
A full-on unsullied.
Yeah, I believe the it was a bit confusing because it said something like alternate head in metal, but obviously it doesn't have another head as far as I know. It means the helmet.
Okay.
I think it's good.
I love it, and I think they're doing Sensation are really good. They're cheap as chips, and the price and the quality you get is really good. I mean, the last stuff they did was fantastic, so I don't think this is going to be any different.
No.
Yeah, I think the Smuggler, which was the last one that they released, wasn't as good as the prototype. So, I'm just kind of like, holding my breath for this one. But
Was that Bryn?
No, that was the fucking shit. The Onion Knight.
Oh, okay.
No, you're right. I'm sorry, Braun.
Yeah,
Braun.
yeah.
I'm thinking of
Robson. Yeah, Robson
people
Green.
didn't like the way that one came out. I'm sorry.
Drone
yeah, but this looks. I mean, it's simple. It's nice, and I mean, you could buy any number of these, because I think Grey Worm's armor is, if I recall, like the same as his soldiers, right? Like he doesn't have any identifying.
No, I didn't think it was any different to anyone else.
No.
So if that's the case, you could buy, you could buy 4 of these and just either keep the head on or swap the portrait for any number of generic heads, and I mean you could troop build with this if it's cheap enough to go along with Daenerys. I think it'd be fantastic.
I mean, to be fair, once you got the helmet on, the lightness completely disappears, so you could just stick a load with their helmets on, couldn't you, behind him? Yeah, really like that.
Cool.
Yeah. So, TV and film. So this popped up the other day, which I thought was quite interesting. So we're going to get Rockstar, who everyone assumed was going to be Rocksteady, who everyone assumed was going to make the next Arkham game, is actually making a Suicide Squad game. And rumour is the antagonist in this is going to be Superman. So we're going to play as a Suicide Squad, trying to take down Superman. If that's the case, I cannot wait. I really, really cannot wait, because their Arkham games were fantastic. I will never not play those games. They are brilliant. The only disappointing thing is, within the comments of the post, they actually confirmed that Warner Brothers Montreal will be doing the next Batman game. Now, they were the people responsible for Arkham Origins, probably the weakest Batman game. So on one hand, I was like, fucking brilliant, we're going to get a Suicide Squad game. And then on the other hand, I was like, oh, fuck. The actual next Arkham game might not be that good in the end. But still, it might be different. What's this? I wonder if there'd be a mission where you infiltrate the Watchtower, like in the one Justice League episode. Yeah, that would be cool. I'm liking the idea of playing as the bad guys on this, so I'm very much looking forward to it. I don't know what you guys think.
I don't have any desire to play this game at all.
No.
Do
you not like the Arkham games?
I've never played the Arkham games. I'm sure they look fun. I have a 3-year-old, so with the show and with being a dad and work and husband, I'm not saying that you guys don't have less but on your plate, but I struggle to find time to play any video game of consequence. So
that's why you'll stop playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't have to worry about doing anything. I can literally just go and dick around for 10 minutes, and I don't have to worry about like sitting through a whole mission or whatever.
Yeah. No, that kind
I'm the same. I don't really have.
Yeah, I mean the time thing that leads on quite nicely to Resident Evil 3. So I'm like you. I don't get a massive amount of time to play games. My boy, he's 7 now, so we're at that really good crossover where we can play games together. Not that we play Resident Evil together, but we play stuff like Grounded and things like that, and Minecraft, and he loves it. But my games that I get to play, I don't get a lot of time. So I was pretty excited when I actually managed to pick up Resident Evil 3. Now I've had this now probably a month. It's super short. I still haven't completed it yet because of the little time I get to play games. But Resident Evil 3 used to be one of my favourite games on the PlayStation. I absolutely loved it. I burnt through it, kept playing it, because it's way more action orientated than Resident Evil 2. So when Resident Evil 2, the remake, came out, my mate played it to death, and it's quite difficult. It's very much survival horror. When they remade Resident Evil 3, I was hoping, please don't do a 2, just keep it quite action orientated, and luckily they did. It's fucking brilliant. It is really, really good. my only annoyance is that I have an Xbox One, I've got a PlayStation Pro, I've got a Switch, and all I do is either play HD remasters of very, very old games or full blown remakes of old games. I don't really play anything new. But this is brilliant. The zombies on this are so much more fun. Because they shit the life out of me a couple of times, particularly the first couple, because there's a lot of backtracking on this game. But the zombies, it doesn't seem to make any fucking difference how many times you roll them in the head. They will go down, but they won't stay down. So next time you pass that body that you fucking unloaded a whole clip in, the fucker gets back up and shits the life out of you. And they're quiet, right? I'm at the moment, I'm in this hospital level, and I'm playing as Carlos, and I've got an M16, and I'm gunning the fuck down out of everything. And then all of a sudden, I turn around, and this is just this zombie just wandering, just shuffling towards me, completely quiet. But because I'm too busy, like quite happily kneecapping zombies, I don't notice this fucker coming up behind me. But it's probably it's one of and the graphics are fantastic. It is one of the best games I've played in a very, very long time. In fact,
I will say it's super fucking annoying because I get so bored of like current gen games that I just started like hooking up my Xbox 360 and playing like old games on that console. And I'm having so much more fun. But, you know, games get into all these licensing agreements and they can and can't make games. And, you know, by the time you get through all this shit, it's like, I just want to play a game on a system that I own that I don't have to worry about one day. Like, for example, No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
You know, I really enjoyed that game. I had tons of bases on tons of planets. And then one day they made a required update to play the game. And when I downloaded it, it made power a requirement for all your bases. So every base that I spent hours and hours building suddenly didn't work. And I could not figure out the power system. I'm sure there's some fucking easy thing to do to make it work. But I was like, all right, I guess I'm done with this game because all the work that I did is now, I can't use anything that I had.
Yeah.
But I've been going back and playing some Major League Baseball games on the 360 that now I can't buy Major League games on the Xbox One because all the licensing deals and only PlayStation can have those. I've been wanting to play this boxing game, so I just repurchased it. I think my old copy, I gave it away. But you know, there's not a boxing game for the Xbox One. For whatever reason, Fight Night could not bring it to the Xbox One. I think it was some HBO licensing deal or whatever. But it's so exhausting. But I like playing those old games because you can play it and you don't have like a 6-hour download that you have to play to start the game. You can just fucking put that shit in and start playing it. Yeah. And
because I must admit, I bought a 360 to play old games, and then I wanted a Blu-ray, a 4K player, and I thought, well, why don't I just get an Xbox One, and I can kill two birds with one stone. I can play my old Xbox games. And then I slowly started realizing that a lot of the games that I had on disc, they've done remasters of, and are wrong, because Games Pass is by far the best thing ever for me, because I get free games every single month, loads of them. My boy, he just downloads whatever he wants and he can play it, and they've got loads of stuff that's really good for his age. And then there's all, and what I do like about Games Pass is if it's a first party game, they just chuck it on there. So Grounded came out the other day, and it was just straight on there, and we get to play that, and he loves it. And if you got arachnophobia, don't touch it. Giant ass spiders trying to get you.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm loving my Xbox at the moment of Resident Evil, but I only get short little snippets, so I don't get to play it that much. But yeah, that was my little rant about Resident Evil, really. So it's that time in the show again where we are going to thank once again What Else Scrapyard for sponsoring us. He is a man. He designs and 3D prints head sculpts for Black Series and 1/6 scale figures, as well as replacement parts for your Kenner vehicles. If there's a character you want, he can get it. He really is the man. These are some of the sculpts that I've painted up that he done. His animated stuff is fantastic. In fact, about an hour ago, he just put up a render for Obi-Wan Kenobi from Rebels, where he fights Darth Maul.
We think we lost Pete.
We lost Pete. It's gone.
Sorry.
Gone but not forgotten. Yeah, I was saying what I was put up. Obi-Wan from Rebels, just where he fights Maul and kills him. Shrink ray. It's like he's just ripped it straight off the screen and gone, there you go. You can have it as a sculpt. His animated stuff is absolutely fantastic. So I've got Rex on pre-order, and first thing I'm going to do when I get Rex is get Watto's to get us one of the clone head sculpts. So yeah, he is our man for all kinds of 1/6 shenanigans and fun and games. So yeah, it's just, and he's really approachable. Anything you want, he's like, yep, no worries, we can do that. Brilliant. So yeah, group shenanigans now.
Why are we looking at the most pixelated sideshow collectibles photo?
7p. It's a very.
It's just 140p going on.
Tell the resolution when you're doing it on
I'm just fucking with you. So what's going on with sideshow?
It is bad. It is bad.
Tell you what I will say. Peter's done exceptionally well considering he's done most of the slides from his phone in a caravan out in the middle of nowhere. Like he's done really well. Yeah. So anyway, sideshow. What I wanted to say was I've always been about Hong Kong pre-orders, getting your day one figures. That Hong Kong's better than getting it from sideshow. It's better getting it from the UK. And what I started to look at, particularly with the Mandalorian. So the Mandalorian dropped, and people wanted like 300 quid for it, and I thought, surely it's getting to the point now where actually, whereas the big pull for getting it from Hong Kong was it was day one and it was considerably cheaper. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think with the first couple of figures we went through, price wise, there's not a lot of difference. And in fact, I'm starting to think I'm going to start to use sideshow more because the fuckers throw coupons at you every 5 minutes. Every time I log on, they're like, "Oh, have a £25 voucher."
Wow.
Yeah. But the thing is, I don't log on all that often. So like every couple of months, I log on and they're like, "Oh, if you buy something from this range, we'll give you £25 off, or we'll give you free shipping to the UK, or we'll do this, or we'll do that." And then you get your points and stuff like that. So I'm seriously considering just switching anything I buy, like brand spanking new, to sideshow. I know you have to wait a little bit longer, and the second batch figures you can get from Hong Kong
piss me off with one of our guys, Ian, not you, Ian, but another Ian, CB. He had bought, and I don't know if there's any resolution. So he had bought. God, I'm trying to remember what it was. He had bought a figure, and when it arrived, there was some issues. It was Krennic, and when it arrived, it had a lot of staining on the outfit.
Yeah.
And the first rep told him there was nothing they could do about it, and so I had researched for him like their return policy and like their exchange policy, and it's actually because it was more than 30 days from when he ordered it that it got delivered.
Yeah.
And that's what they were trying to say. Like it's been more than 30 days, but the policy states, from what I could tell, was that it's from the date of delivery.
Yeah.
So I had told him to go back and ask, and I hope, I mean, I haven't heard if he had gotten it sorted, but I hope that they had changed course, because if not, OFAC, we're going to war. Yeah. We're going to go to war over our friend Ian and this Krennic outfit. I felt really bad. I mean, because that was a common problem in the U.S., and they were sending replacements out left and right. So I just felt like he got the short end of the stick because he was, an international guy.
Yeah.
But,
I've never really dealt with sideshow personally.
No,
I hear, I suppose it's like any big company, you get a bit of a mixed bag. I've heard some people have some good. I find most people that have bad things to say are statue collectors, because a lot of their stuff just is smashed to smithereens and they don't have any more. But they seem to be chucking out Hot Toys replacement parts left, right, and centre. But yeah, because our options really over here in the UK are sideshow, Big Chief Studios, Hong Kong sellers, or nothing really. Yeah. The UK retailers over here don't get stuff in. Yeah. They, if you look at the Mandalorian, most of the UK retailers, if they're not getting it straight from Hong Kong, again, you're probably looking at way past November that people have been quoted. Did do you get charged import duties when you buy from Toys Wonderland? So you don't, but that's because what they do is they mark everything low value. So they mark it low value, and then it glides through customs. The only thing you've really got to look at though is that you don't get charged the import, but you could do. You could potentially, if they pick one out at random, you'll get stung for it. But if we look at the Mandalorian, it makes no difference. You are paying the grand total is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like
at least from sideshow, you're playing that waiting game. Will it? Won't it? You're expecting it, and you've already kind of you're paying it, and you factored it in.
Yeah,
exactly. If you did get done from Toys Wonderland, then you can add another 56 quid onto that.
Yeah. So for me, I'm gonna try sideshow for a bit. I think just to see, and plus after a while, when you start to get discounts and stuff in, it will even itself out. But the price of everything is just going
about
up.
ordering a Mando from then, Ian? Yeah.
Depends what happens with work, because that's another thing. You've got the payment plans on sideshow are slightly more forgiving, albeit with the Mandalorian. I think it was just 2 payments of like 76 quid, and that was it. You were done with it. But because I was looking at the Beskar version, and I was thinking, if I don't jump on the Beskar version soon, I won't get a Mandalorian, because the Beskar version,
not for a decent price,
the deluxe, anyway. I mean the deluxe version, if that's on it for like 350 quid now, fucking how much do you think it's going to be once it sells out instantly? So it's a real minefield over here, Zach. I tell you, ordering figures ain't easy over here.
Well, you guys should have thought about that before you start taxing all of our shit. I'll tell you that much. Back in the day,
still paying for that, are we?
You're getting wet and wild, and now look at what you have to deal with now.
Yeah, I mean, I would be seriously looking at Mando if I wasn't paying off my Falcon pocket. I just made the second payment yesterday, so 2 to go.
I mean, to be fair, out the 2, Pete, I think the Falcon cockpit wins.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
definitely.
Definitely the biggest single highest value item in 1/6 collecting I'll ever buy, I think.
And then we've had some sad news as well. DC Direct and DC Collectibles are no more. They are closing down. To begin with, when I heard this, I was a bit like, okay, fair enough. And then I got to thinking how much stuff they put out, and statues and the vinyl figures, and they've been around for donkey's years, and it's a shame. It is a shame. But I don't think when DC, I don't think we're not going to get any more DC collectibles. I just think they're just going to partner with other people and not put them out themselves. But it's a shame. It is a real shame.
Yeah.
Because I think I've got their Dark Knight Returns Batman on the horse, and it's really good. I've had it for ages now, and it's the only statue I own. But yeah, it was a shame. It was a shame.
Was this sorry, I had to mute my mic for a second. Was this COVID related shutdown, or was this a shutdown that would have happened regardless?
I think it would have happened regardless. From what I understand, they're having a bit of a restructuring over at DC.
Yeah.
And this whole wing of it, they've just gone, nope, I'm not going to do that anymore. I suppose
they made some cool stuff, because they made the 13-inch figures back in the day, right?
Yeah. They've done those.
Some really nice figures.
Because to begin with, I was kind of thinking, well, what did they make? And then as I started to think more and more, loads of stuff, loads of it. Yeah. They were a really good company.
Because like the Watchman stuff they made was all like pretty decent stuff, like the Rorschach and I don't know how deep they got in that line, but I've handled the Rorschach. It was a pretty nice little little set.
Yeah, a lot of their 12-inch figures. Like the Joker they do is really good. It's quite hard to get hold of now, but the Joker they did was good. Superman was good.
Which Joker was it?
So they did a DC Direct 12-inch line.
No. I'm sorry. Like, was it the Ledger Joker? Or...
Oh no. It was a comic book one. Yeah. They're really good. DC got hit hard COVID probably they were already on the downward slope because of reception of the recent movies, which damaged the brand and its sales. Yeah, I think even without COVID, I think this probably would have happened because it doesn't make sense for companies to be. It's probably going to be cheaper for them to be pumping out to have partnerships with different retailers and different manufacturers and go, this is what we want. You go off and make it and away with you. It's probably a lot cheaper. But yeah, and then we got they make the animated figures and popular black and white statues. Yes, the black and white statues are really nice. There's the one of like Batman like sitting on a throne. Really good. Really, really good. Yeah, the black and white stuff is fantastic. But they're one of those companies that the more you start to talk about and the more you go, oh fuck yeah, they did this and that and this and that. So yeah, it's a real shame. But like I said, I don't think we're going to get to the point where we're never going to see any DC collectibles ever again. But it's just a shame that this lot are going. That's them gone but not forgotten. And then Custom Corner. While we're on DC, I've been working on a few bits and pieces. So over here in the UK, we've had a bit of a heat wave, and we don't have aircon, so everyone's been sweating to death. So I've not managed to do anything. It's not hot enough to warrant it, but this last week has just been mid-30s and no aircon, and we've all just been boiling in our own ball juice. It is horrendous. So I've not done any painting. So all this stuff I thought I was going to get finished off this week, I didn't. So one thing I was working on for our mate Dale was this Numo Workshop Gods Among Us Batman. So I think he ordered this just before COVID hit, and it only turned up about 2 weeks ago. I really like the Gods Among Us Batman. I think it looks I think the design is brilliant. The metal plating is brilliant. So I was quite happy to paint this up. I think all I've got left to do on it now is a bit of a wash around the mouth to give it a bit of stubble. But the idea was to keep it quite intentionally black and the blue, and not be too fancy with it. A few little chips of silver here and there on the metal. But I'm tempted to pick one of these up for myself actually. Try and kit bash a Batman.
Yeah, that's cool. What's the body in the game? What's the suit like?
It's full of it reminds me a little bit of the Patterson suit that we've seen, but with plating on it, so it doesn't look like a sparkly vampire-y type thing. It looks quite good. Yeah. I'll ping you a photo of it later. But yeah, I'm.
Yeah, I was wondering how you go about sort of kit bashing the body if you went for the skull.
3D printing, mate. It's the future.
Oh.
It's the future.
People are doing it, are they, already?
I haven't seen anyone, but there's people out there that could.
Right.
There was that one, and then there was this. That was for Dale, and then our friend Dean sent me. Do you know a while ago I did his Witcher?
Yep.
Do you remember?
Yep.
Yeah. So one of the things he wanted was one of the wraiths. They have these like trophies that they put on these giant fuck off hooks. So this was 3D printed, not in resin, in the hard plastic. And he wanted it haired. So one of the things I had to do was start dremeling off the hair. And as I'm dremeling away, it was so thin on the top, it started making these big holes. And I was like, they actually look kind of cool. So I messaged him and said, well, I'll tell you what, why don't we keep that? And then I'll have a go at hairing it. So I've got a load of hair from, I think my Evil Asher did. So I just need to find the glue, and I'm going to try and hair this so it'll have bits of matted hair and fuck knows what all hanging out of it. But this was quite fun to paint. It was a nice little. It was quite simple, really. It wasn't hard to do, but the thing is with it, because it was 3D printed on a regular printer, the eye socket there, it looked like it was meant to have a full eye in. But there was just a tiny little dot where a pupil was meant to be, and it kind of just disappeared into one like splurgy detail. So I thought, blood. blood will cover that. Blood covers anything. So I just poured a load of blood in it, so it started to run down the cheek, and it kind of hid it and did the job. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hairing it actually. And one thing I wanted to have a go at some point, because I've got so someone sent me one of the knockoff Anakin sculpts, the unpainted ones.
Yeah.
They want me to paint one of them, and on the pictures and that, it's all got the hair on, but the hair actually is 4 pieces, and it turns up, if you can see it like that. See, with all these notches out of it.
Dude,
So
make a
what
Vader.
Yep.
Yes. So what I wanted to do was get hold of.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because I don't think the Hot Toys Anakin looks a lot like Hayden Christensen.
Well, you're wrong, but
Well, I think it's the hair that throws it off for me, because as soon as I had this in hand without any hair on it, I was like, yeah, no, I see that, and I think I've had it with a couple of other sculpts. As soon as the hair goes on, it's like Hot Toys Luke.
Yeah.
Well, you take the hair off that, it looks fantastic. I think it looks
Yeah,
like
that's why all
Hammer.
the helmeted sculpts look really good.
Yeah, you pop the hair on and go, oh, don't remember a bowl cut.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
you had a pretty mean bowl cut though.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to give hairing a go on this, and I've got some ideas for Vader that could work.
I'm proud of you. That's awesome. And then you also did the Ezra from Watto Scrapyard.
Yeah. So this one's actually for sale, because I'm not gonna do the full figure. I've decided I'm going to move this one on. But yeah, this is another one of Watto's sculpts, and he's like I say, he's animated stuff. He just knocks it out the park.
Yeah.
So I painted this up the other night. The only thing I did, which I regret doing, was there was a slight scratch. Too bad there isn't a Black Series 3-4 Ezra. If you ask Sean, he will shrink this down for you. And I'm pretty sure he could probably do some of the other bits for you. Yeah, where those scars are, there was a bit of a printing error. So I very gently rubbed it down, and probably rubbed it down slightly too much, and took the scars off, so then I had to repaint the scars back on. So I was like,
Should have got a razor and just carefully...
I should have, but then when I looked on the... Because I always got reference photos there, and when I looked, they're almost... Because it's animated, it kind of doesn't make any difference, it being sunk in or not.
Yeah.
It doesn't look... So I thought, I can live with it. But I've got Kanan to do as well, so I was thinking of maybe just bundling them together as a pair and selling them off. But yeah, I'm loving. As soon as Watto sends me anything, I'm like, the animated stuff always gets painted first, because it's
so easy
just...
to paint. I mean, it's not that I'm saying that you're not talented, but I mean, it's really easy to paint.
Yeah,
like everything is color separated. The things that I would only say, like on some of his older clone sculpts, I wish he would sink in the tattoos rather than raise them. I think it'd make it a little easier for painting. But other than that, I mean, like the Miles sculpt, like probably one of the easiest paint jobs Victoria's ever had. Yeah, same with the Gwen. It's really well made stuff. So big shout out to Sean. Yeah,
I mean, honestly, his animated stuff, I just want to paint it all. It's all brilliant. It's all because what I like about it is when I paint stuff, I kind of base coat everything, and then I do washes and all that kind of stuff. But with the animated style, it's kind of like everything's base coated, and you're kind of skipping the whole middle phase that I would normally do to paint and go straight onto highlighting. Yeah, they're just brilliant. Like I said, that the Obi-Wan he posted today, I was like, I had to message him. Was like, it's fucking brilliant. Like it was fantastic. I wish I grabbed a photo of it. But yeah, so I'm slowly working my way through a few commissions, and I've got a few bits for me to do. I've got another Han to do, another one of the Hot Toys fucking smirking ones, because this is what I mean about the about split hair. If Hot Toys just split the hair down the middle, you could have effectively that sculpt with a couple of different hairstyles. So I've got that to do, a Hulk to touch in. Yeah, I'm a busy boy at the moment. And then I've probably got 3 or 4 sculpts that are mine that I want to do. Like I got Ra's al Ghul off of eBay,
Yeah.
which looks pretty good. Which I need to that one, which I need to paint up, which I'm going to put with my Dark Knight stuff. But other than that, I've probably got another 4 or 5 commissions on at the moment, and then I'm onto my stuff, which is quite nice. It'd be nice to be able to paint my own stuff for a little while.
Yeah. We were going to talk, Ian, about dyeing figure bodies.
Yes. Yeah. So
turn on sepia. Hang on, let me get my camera here. Here, let me do this for a second. Yeah. So I've been experimenting with dyeing 6-scale figures because I'm sure, Ian, painting them is a huge pain in the ass. Like it just doesn't really stick to rubber. So like on these bodies, generally speaking, like the arms and the legs will be a harder, firmer, but this is like a rubber sleeve over the body. It's a nightmare. So I did fix, I know on the show Tuesday, a lot of people said the trunks are too high. What I needed to get was some undergarments to put under the shorts, because on the show I had them pulled up to his belly button, but now they're about half inch further down, which covers up the knees a little bit. But so I've been using RIT Dymore, and the thing with Dymore is it's specially blended for synthetics. So it's a fairly new product. Like they only have, I think, like 9 colors in that. And so the color that I used to get this consistency, which is the same tone as Victoria's skin, is like a 6-to-1 ratio of chocolate brown and super pink. And I mix those together, fairly hot water. And then, I think this was maybe 7 minutes of dyeing to get it this color, but you want to check it every minute because dyeing is one of those things that, once you overshoot, like you're just dying.
That's it. Yeah.
So the every minute we would check it. And the one thing you also want to take note, Ian, is if you're dyeing a body, every time you take it out, move the arms a little bit because the joints, like the dye doesn't, it does go into those surfaces, but you want maximum exposure to the dye.
So what I was thinking, so obviously with yours, because it's topless, you can't really do this, but what I would probably do is take the arms off, take that rubber section off, pop the knees, pop the elbows, and almost put them all in separate bits. Yeah,
if you could do that, I think that would be best because the knees, they're less porous than the body, and so they didn't dye as well. That was one of the criticisms on Tuesday. And so in a perfect world, I could fully disassemble it, but I tried giving them a good yank and I couldn't separate the knee joint from the rest of the body.
Because that's a gang hood body, isn't it?
No, this is a JXS03 body. I've never heard of this company, but it's a really nice body. And the thing is, I know some people were saying he should be built better, but like when you're talking bodies that have muscle top with a neck with sculpted lower legs, like there's like 2 bodies, and like
you're asking a lot.
Really is like fucking the Hulk. So I mean, I think out of the 2 bodies I could choose from that isn't Fison, this is the best match to what Adonis Creed was in the film. And I mean, all things considered, I'm pretty happy because when I had gotten it, the original owner had painted it, and just taking it out of the box and moving the head, paint was already ripping off. And with this, I used the I know I've talked about this on our show a few times, the yellow silicone mold putty, and he didn't have a neck joint because he couldn't get it to fit in there. I glued a piece of acrylic rod into the neck, and then I mixed up this stuff, and it actually just like sucks right on. So it's a pretty firm fit with that. And like I said, none of this dye. I mean, I guess if you really sanded it really hard, you could probably remove the dye because you're actually removing the surface layer. But I mean, just articulating this, like this is not going to eat up the dye like it would paint. So I'm pretty happy with where this is at. I mean, I'm happy enough that I'm commissioning display heroes. I think they're going to make me a custom nameplate base. And I think today we're going to fix we're going to paint the knees a little bit, which, that'll be subject to paint rub in the future. But, like it's just not possible to just dye that one part.
To be fair, though, if you just painted the front section of the knee, leave the bits that obviously move, and you should be fine.
Yeah, we should be fine.
I mean, my Han Solo. So it's got loads of paint rub on the neck because I used that sculpt you sent me, the Medicom one.
Yeah.
Because I think that's got a fantastic likeness. But I had to widen the hole a bit, so it's a little bit rough on the inside, and that just shreds the neck. So yeah, dyeing is definitely something I'm interested in. Plus, like, if I ever wanted to do like what's his name? The blue bastard from Star Wars.
Thrawn.
If you ever wanted to do a Thrawn or anything like that, it's just because like painting pegs and things like that is always just
I had to buy Yondu pegs and hands because I couldn't get around that issue. But yeah, going forward, I think that's the move, is to just get the actual dye. But the dye more stuff is fantastic, and it really took me by surprise because I have tried to dye flesh before with just Rit dye, the brown, and it's designed for cotton, and it would not, even like the polyester stuff, like the outfits. I was trying to dye the Sidious sideshow a little bit darker maroon. It would not touch that dye, like, at all. It would not mix. It would just rinse right off. And so this dye more, I was recently looking on for some dyeing advice. Someone had asked me, like, hey, can you remind me of what type of salt I need for the, because with fabric you use salt to make the fabric weaken a little bit. And I came across the dye more video, and this lady was dyeing jewelry, like costume pearls and stuff, and that's like hard plastic, and it's a permanent solution for that. And so I was like, man, I got to try this. And I had Django coming. I don't know if he's coming anymore, but I had a bunch of stuff coming that I needed to tint, and I'm working on this for Watto's, and we needed again, I tried to paint, but it just sloshed off immediately. And so, I mean, Rit dye more, if you're a customizer doing any, even for like Ahsoka, even, you know, they have an orange dye for her. There's a lot of characters that it's really hard to find. And not only that, if you're making like a Latin character or African character skin tone, like I said, the selection of bodies for anything outside of Caucasian is very limited. So you got to make your own sometimes. And, I've done lots of paint work on like blue characters or whatever. And I mean, this is just so much better. And, a few years ago, Jesse, one of our original hosts on our show, we did a Dr. Manhattan with regular Rit, and the whole time, anytime I handled it, blue everywhere. Yeah. This Rit dye more, nothing comes off on this thing after the initial soap, rinse off. Yeah. Excuse me. So I think it's something that if you're customizing, even at the smallest level, I think this could be, even if you're just someone that has a wrist peg, you need to make it black to match a stormtrooper, and you have a bunch of flesh tone, like it's $3 for the dye. Yeah. I think it's something everyone should have in their toolkit.
Oh, big time.
You could really, I mean, I just think there's certain things like, this 2-part mold putty that we use. I think it's something that you just need to have. I think I'm glad that I have this stuff in the.
I'll tell you, it's a game. The stuff like that, like the 2-part mold putty, it's a game changer.
Yeah, it really is.
Just because what I used to do is I used to get the neck joints that come with like the standard knockoff bodies. I used to crack them in half, take the cups out, glue them back to back, stuff them up inside the head. I used to just do that all the time. But it's a pain in the arse. But once you've got that stuff, you just mix it up, whack it in, stick it on. Jobs are good and you're done. And it comes in really handy for when you're putting heads on Python bodies and stuff like that, because those ball joints are always slightly bigger than everything else. So you just mix it up, stick it on, and you're done. I think my indie, he's on with that at the moment. Blinding stuff. There's all these. When you end up getting into customizing that, you end up with just boxes full of little bits and pieces, and you just go for it. Like I've got this other stuff I picked up a while ago. Liquid X. It's a fabric medium, right? But I used it to paint the Talon body for Sean. Because it's a fabric medium, it's meant to be flexible. I figured if I mixed a load of that up, I could do the tattoo on the chest. Now I didn't want to do the ones on the legs or the arms, because I think eventually that might crack if you keep bending the arm. But the stuff I did on the chest, I was proper pulling at it and trying to get it to flex, and it was flexing and it wasn't cracking. So I think for stuff like, but you end up, because the reason why I had this was because of flaking pleather. So if you've got some and it's come off, remove it, get it all off, mix this with some black and just coat it and coat it and coat it, and it works. It looks just you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So I've done that on a few things before. But yeah, you end up with like I said, I've got a trolley sitting next to me that I put my iPad on when we're doing this. It's full of paint and weird and wonderful concoctions, but you end up with loads of it, and it all comes in handy. Little bits of Velcro and double-sided tape and God knows what. Like, it's just, it's almost a necessity at this point. Particularly if you get stuff in, you can't stop fucking about with it.
I agree.
So I think that ain't too bad. I think we've done all right tonight. We've done all right, an hour and a half. So again, we want to thank Watto, the man, the myth, the legend. Like we said, if you want sculpts, if you want just anything 3D printed, give him a shout, because I'm sure he can do it for you. Like I said, these are some of the stuff I painted, and there's more stuff I want to paint for these. And honestly, he's one of the only people about that if I could paint one of everything, I'll be an happy man, because it's a joy to paint. It's so much fun to do. So yeah, he's our man. Hit him up. And we're doing auction also, as well, so you better do this one, Zach.
I'll handle some plugs here. So we're doing a Hot Toys, mostly 6 scale. There are some smaller stuff in there, but it's 90% 6 scale this Saturday, August 15th at 10 p.m. CST. The way we're going to do it, I think we've said it a few times, but the first 10, 15, 20 minutes is going to be banter, getting the rules in, making sure everyone's authorized on StreamYard. And then 10:20-ish, we'll be starting the first item. This is only going to be on our Facebook group. That way we don't get people on YouTube that are just passing by trolling the bids. And this is, again, this Saturday. Very excited for that. We have many Patreonies that pitch in to make this stuff work. Ben Porter, Griffin Campbell, Sean Fear, Ian Seaby, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, Dan Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krett, Jason Nelson, Big Ol' Fern, King, Zachary, Venable, Caesar, Marroquin, Eric Ruiz, Mario Cortez, Stephen Percha, Sean Yahtzee, Scott Bradley, and Jesse Contreras. So big shout out to those guys because they keep our show going. This is our August magnet. It's the After Dark 8-bit designed by Manny. And then also designed by Manny, the certified crispy hollow sticker and a Joy of Hobbing joint juice label. So you get all 3 of those for your pledge. Minimum of $5 for the Sweet Angel tier and $15 for the certified crispy tier. Now I did want to show one thing. Let me go solo cam. This is going to be one of the items for. Ooh, I soloed.
Hi.
Oh, here we go.
There you go.
This is going to be one of the items for I believe the top tier. It's going to be a bonus sticker of OFAC, of the retro OFAC logo. Unfortunately, we ordered those before Manny submitted the new designs, but you guys will also be submitting the new design for Hollow Vote to the Patreonies, along with Small Talk. So your 2 shows with your new logos will be vying for contention for holographic sticker of this month. Looking at our shows, we have Small Talk. Their episode should be going up tonight on the audio feed. Collecting Comics, they just posted on Monday. CW, we recorded Tuesday. Joy of Hobbing, don't know if I have any quick tips in the work, but we'll see if we can make one. After Dark, we did record back-ended on Tuesday. It was a very long stream. It felt like it was a long stream, but I think that satisfied our After Dark for the week. Collecting Rarities is tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. OFAC is a beautiful show you're listening to here, and Creeps Are Us is Manny's show, one of the best on the network. And I think he said they're going to be recording in the very near future. So big shout out to everyone who's a part of our network. You guys are great.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had some good people watching. We had I think at one point 10 or 12 people. So that is very cool. Do you guys want to shout out some of the people watching?
Yeah, well, I don't think we've mentioned Sean enough. I think we need to mention him a bit more. Obviously, obviously we've got our boy Sean. Danny's always here. Thank you very much. Ellison, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering your name, but you're a regular now. You're now one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the other shows. I think they're all doing a cracking job. You all give me something to listen to in the car when I'm going to work. So for that, I thank you. What about you guys?
Big shout out to Dean. I know he's had a rough week with just a few things, and so hopefully his week gets better. Big shout out to
the rash has come back.
No. He just because like he had just some stuff going yesterday and then today, and I've experienced some of the things he's got going on with just like when you live in a condo or an apartment and maintenance needs to get done, it just fucking sucks. So big shout out to him. Big shout out to Victoria for helping me with my Adonis Creed. She repainted the head for me in like an hour. It was fantastic. And she's also working on a new art piece for the studio for, my God, I almost dropped him. I took out the crotch grabber because it makes the shorts bunch up really unnaturally. And anyway, so big shout out to Victoria. She's making a great 8 Vegeta, big watercolor with marker print for me. So
cool.
Manny said he's going to troll auction. So gotta watch out for that. But it was good to join you guys. Pete, big shout out to Pete for streaming on vacation. I know that's probably not how you wanted to spend 2 hours, but big shout out to you guys for keeping the show going.
I wanted to. I'm not sure the other people here were so keen, but yeah. Once I realised I could probably make it, then I made it happen.
Yeah, Edelson says great stream. Do you guys have any shout outs you want to give?
No,
we missed you, Dean. I was looking forward to having you on the show tonight, so everything go all right with what's going on.
Yeah, big shout out to Manny for all the cool graphics packages. I literally can't talk.
Yeah.
Graphics packages that he's put up, for pimping out your show, pimping out After Dark. So
he's pimping out my Dark Side Customs one as well. He's the man. He's
I'm almost wondering, did we ever? Let me look at this. Did we ever? I have to add the After Dark, the night effect, to the logos here. So, anyways, I'm good for today. If you guys are good for today.
I am. It's late and I'm tired.
Yeah.
And it's time. It's time for bed. So cool. Right. Thank you very much, everyone, and I shall see you all later.
All right. Catch you guys on the next episode.
Yeah.
See ya. Bye.
Night all.
Night.